Hello, welcome back to Cheese Kitchen. Today we're going to make an appetizer, which can be a meal in itself. It's called chả giò, which is egg rolls. And this is the Vietnamese version of the egg rolls. The Vietnamese egg rolls are very similar to the Filipino lumpia because the inside as well as the outer skin are very similar. They are very different from the Chinese egg rolls. From the outer skin, the Chinese egg rolls outer skin are thicker and rougher, and the inside is all vegetables. Whereas the lumpia and the Vietnamese egg roll, there's actually meat inside. Okay, this is one of my all-time favorite meal, and it's meal in itself. Even though a lot of people eat it as an appetizer, you can eat this as an appetizer, just as finger food, with some herbs and lettuce. Or you can eat it like a meal, like put it on top of some rice noodles, some fresh lettuce and fresh cucumber, and make it a meal in itself. So it's a very versatile dish, and it's delicious. So let's get started. So what kind of ingredients do we need for this dish? First, we need the egg roll skin. The egg roll skin that I use is this brand right here. And it comes in different sizes. This size I got comes in 25 sheets. They sometimes come in 50 sheets, and they may even come in smaller quantity. But the recipe that I'm using today would be perfect for 25 egg rolls. And you can get this in any Asian grocery store, Chinese, Vietnamese, you name it. I'm not sure if you can find this particular brand in American market though. Why I like this brand, and I don't like to use other brands because sometimes they're too thick and they come out bubbly and rough. This is very smooth and crispy and thin, and they're easy to work with. Next, you will need some ground pork. Got some ground pork right here. Then you need some cellophane noodles. They come in a package like this, and they're bunched into little pouches. So let me show you. It's in individual pouches like this. Sometimes they're wrapped in individual pouches. So you only need one bunch for this recipe. Let me show you what it looks like up close. They're dried, so they're crunchy and hard. Next, you'll need some black fungus. Some people call it wood ears. They look like this in the package. It's dried. It looks like this dried. Let me show you the particles of the black fungus pieces. They're like this. They're dried, and they're small when they're dried. Once you soak them in water, they do expand. They get longer and thicker and softer. Next, you will need a yellow onion, chopped up. You will need some shredded carrots. I'm lazy, so I buy this pre-cut in the market. If your market doesn't carry it, you'll have to shred some carrots yourself. Then you're going to need an egg. Seasoning, you're going to need some salt. Also need some black pepper, some garlic powder, some onion powder. There are other things that are optional you can put inside the egg rolls. This is the most simplified version I'm making today, which is just strictly ground pork. But when I make it for my family, I add other things in there, like chopped up fresh shrimp. You can put up chopped up fresh crab meat. You can also put in a little bit of vegetables if you want, so some thinly sliced cabbage. Those are the main ones. But right now we're making a simplified version, just pork. All right, so let's get started making egg rolls. First, what you'll need to do is you're going to need to get a pouch of cellophane noodles and some black fungus and soak them in water. I usually do it right before I go to bed. I soak it overnight and then I make the egg rolls the next day. But if you want to make it the same day, you probably need to soak them at least 4 hours for them to soften. Here's what they look like once they're soft. So here are the black fungus. If you have pieces that are too long, you can cut it down. The cellophane noodles, once they soften, they look like this. They expand, and they are quite long. They're like noodle size. So I do cut them down to shorter, like so. You will also need some oil. Quite a bit of oil, in fact, because we need this to deep fry the egg rolls. If you have a deep fryer, it will be great. If not, you can use a skillet. You also need a tad of water. I have some water here in a little bowl. In terms of equipment, you basically just need a mixing bowl to mix your ingredients in. For frying your egg rolls, you need some kind of shallow pan. This is the kind I use to deep fry my egg rolls in. If you have a deep fryer, that's fine. Some people even say they can do it in their air fryer. You can. I don't like it because, number one, it doesn't come out in that nice golden color. Egg roll is supposed to be fried, and when they come out in air fryer without any oil, they don't taste fried, so they don't taste the same. Pretty much, I think it ruins the dish. So this is a must where you have to fry your egg rolls. If you don't like fried food, this is not a dish for you. So now that we have all of our ingredients ready and we have our equipment ready, let's start combining the ingredients. I start with the ground pork. I'm going to add in my chopped onions. I already have it here. And by the way, the order of you adding in the ingredients doesn't matter. Next, I'm going to add in the carrots. Then I'm going to add the black fungus and the cellophane noodles. I have already beaten my egg. I'm going to combine it in there. Before we add the seasoning, I always like to mix up all of my ingredients to get them to combine well together. The egg is there to get all of the ingredients to bind together, so they're not all loose and separate, so they become binded together. Don't be afraid to use your hands to combine everything. You can use a fork or any utensil you like. Now that our ingredients are combined, let's season them. First, I start with the salt. Then I add some garlic powder and some onion powder. Then some black pepper. Then mix everything up really well. All right, as you can see, our ingredients are all well blended together. They look like that. Now I am ready to roll the egg rolls. So I'm going to set this bowl aside. Let's take out our egg roll skin. All right, so here is our egg roll skin. They come in a stack of 25 sheets. You do need to separate them. And they're quite fragile, so kind of be gentle with them. If you're a little too rough with them, they'll rip, and then you just lost a whole sheet of egg roll skin. As you can see, they're quite thin and translucent. I just want to make a note that this type of egg roll skin is made of wheat flour, so this is not gluten-free. Now, for those of you who want to make it gluten-free, you can make it with rice flour paper. There is this other kind here. I'll show you. This is made out of rice paper. It has tapioca flour and rice flour. So this would be gluten-free. You would first need to dip this in warm water to soften it first before you'll be able to roll. And This will have a completely different texture when you fry them. It's more chewy, so definitely more chewy. It's crunchy too, but chewy at the same time. Some people prefer this texture over this kind of texture. I like this one, that's why I make it with this. So let's separate all of the egg roll skin to get them ready for rolling. All right, as you can see, our egg roll skins are all separated. We're ready to roll the egg rolls. I have my small bowl of water ready. This is used to seal the edges of the egg roll skin so that they seal tightly. I have a plate ready. Just make sure it's big enough to fit your egg roll skin. The egg roll skin is square, so even if you're using a round plate or maybe just a cutting board or just use a surface of your kitchen counter, that's fine too. And I put it in this tight pattern, so the pointy corners are towards me. And what I'm going to do is put a little bit of meat in here in the shape of a cylinder, kind of like a tube. Let's see what that looks like. How much you put in here is kind of your personal preference. Whether you like a long egg roll or a short egg roll, that's up to you. It's personal preference. What is important though is how thick you make the egg roll. If you make it too thick, it won't cook thoroughly. This is meat, so we got to be careful with that. So I like it about this thickness. And it's about 2 to 3 inches long. That's a size I like. Then what I do next is I fold the left and right corner, like so. Then I just flip over this corner closest to me and let it sit there. Kind of fold it. And now I'm going to roll it. And as I roll, I'm shaping it so that it stays a tube and not a flat egg roll. I want it to be round. And now I've got a little corner here I've left. I'm going to dab a little bit of water and then roll the rest of the way and hold it down for a few seconds to get it to seal tightly. There's my egg roll. Then set that aside and roll a bunch more. So we are finally done rolling the egg rolls. Take a look. Notice that they're pretty much very uniform. They're about the same size. You check them out. They're about just as tall, just as thick. So when you roll your egg rolls, be mindful of that. Try and make them uniform. Otherwise, you have a fat one, a skinny one, a short one, a tall one. They kind of look all over the place, so it's not very pretty. So here, they are now ready to be fried. I just want to make a note that you can freeze these egg rolls. If you made too big a batch, let's say, and you're not going to eat it all in one sitting, you can just put these raw ones in a plastic Ziploc bag or a container and just throw it in the freezer. And then when you're ready to eat, remove them from the freezer, let it defrost in the refrigerator, and then you can fry them later. They'll be just good as new. An alternative is you can fry them all at once and then refrigerate what you don't finish. And then the next day, just take them out and put them in an air fryer and just reheat them and they'll be crunchy and good as new. Let's fry our egg rolls. So I have my pot heating on the stove top and I'm going to pour in some oil. What you want to do is make sure you pour enough oil so that it's about 1/2 inch high. You want your egg rolls to be submerged. Ideally completely submerged. That means you need a deep fryer. I don't have one. So I'm just going to, I put about maybe 1/2 inch high deep of oil, and then that will be pretty much cover most of my egg roll. You want this to be on low medium heat and not high heat, because if you put in too high heat, the outside will turn into crispy way too quickly and the inside will still be raw meat. So low medium heat is the way to go. That means it's going to take a while to fry your egg rolls. It'll be worth it. If you're patient, it's going to turn out wonderful. So let's wait for our oil to heat up. All right, let's test to see if our oil is ready. What I do is I just stick on like a chopstick in here, and I see little bubbles kind of like bubbling up around my chopstick. It's even like sizzling. That's how you know the oil is ready. So be careful when you put in the egg rolls. You want to gently submerge it. Don't drop it in, or else the oil is going to splatter and hurt you. So I put one end in, and I gently let it fall in like that. See how it's bubbling? That means the oil is just right. If you would rather use a tong like so, that works just as well. Now here, there is some trick to frying egg rolls. Notice that the top isn't really being cooked. The bottom is completely submerged in oil and is cooking very well. If you leave it like that, it's going to cause a heat pressure inside, and it's going to create some bubbles and then pretty much pierce through your egg roll skin and break it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip them up. They've been kind of cooking for about under a minute. I'm going to rotate them so that the heat is evenly distributed, so that we don't have any air pockets that will poke through our egg roll skin. What you will see is the side that's been sitting on the bottom of the pan is hard. It's hardening. I just rolled them. Another tip you might want to know is turn on your fan when you fry these egg rolls, because they do stink up your house. So I don't have it on right now because it'll ruin my audio. But do put on the fan on high. When I actually make this for my family, I don't even cook inside my house because it just stinks up your whole house. I mean, it makes your house smell good, but it smells like egg rolls. So I actually have a barbecue outside my backyard that has a stovetop, and I actually fry my egg rolls outside. That way, the smell doesn't stink up your house. So now be patient. Just kind of wait and let it cook. And every 2 or 3 minutes or so, I rotate them so that one side doesn't get too brown and while the other side is still white. So I just rotate them once in a while to make it evenly fried everywhere. I'm checking in my egg rolls. I've been rotating them periodically. As you can see, they're starting to turn gold. This is not the right color yet. I just want to show you. It's still too pale. It needs to cook much longer. Let's check into with our egg rolls. As you can see, the color is starting to even be a deeper gold. Not quite there yet. I've been rolling them, flipping them periodically so that they're cooking evenly. Okay, I just want to show you the color that we're looking for. This is the right color right here. This would be too pale still. So I have a little bowl ready to take out the ones that are the right color, fully cooked. I have a large bowl that I put in paper towels to soak in the egg rolls. When you take them out, I like to have them drip dry in my bowl of paper towels, have them standing up vertical. That way all of the oil drips straight down into the napkin or into the paper towels, and then it'll leave your egg rolls nicely crisp and not too oily. Look at that. Nice color. I kind of let a lot of the oil drip back into the pan before I put it into my bowl. I just want to show you here while my pan is frying the next batch of egg rolls. These are finished, are dripping inside this bowl here lined with paper towels. They're still very, very hot. It would not be okay to eat them yet. You would probably need to let them cool down, I'd say 15 minutes before they're edible. But don't they look gorgeous? All right, so this is our finished egg rolls. Look at the gorgeous golden brown color. How we eat this is we usually like to wrap it in fresh lettuce, maybe a few sprigs of bean sprouts, a few leaves of mint leaves or Thai basil. If you don't have Thai basil, then regular basil is fine. I like it to eat with Vietnamese coriander too. So any herbs you can find, wrap it in with lettuce. And then the final touch is to dip it in the Vietnamese gourmet fish sauce. This is not the fish sauce that comes out pure from the bottle, but this is a mix, kind of like a dipping sauce that you have to mix. But it's absolutely necessary. You can't eat the egg rolls without that dipping sauce. Here I just made some of the dipping sauce that goes with the egg rolls. I just want to show you what it looks like. It's kind of this golden sauce here. It has a bunch of things in it. Garlic, sugar, lemon, okay, and some chili pepper if you want spicy. But this is the dipping sauce that goes with the egg rolls. Check out my channel. I have a recipe for it. Okay, so let's take a look what the inside of the egg roll looks like. Let's cut one up. Listen to how crunchy it is. Gorgeous, isn't it? And smells delicious. Well, I hope you enjoyed making egg rolls with me today. Try it out and see how you like it. Thank you for joining me at Cheese Kitchen. Bon appetit!